Now this is your typical camper firebox. As you can see, it's in a circle, and there's no way that this firebox will support a frying pan or cooking pan. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go ahead and make a real firebox out of what this guy looks like. And if you look down there and you see that fire ring, there's no way that you can manage a fire or build a firebox, have a firebox with coals underneath both your frying pan and your saucepan, looking at it like that. So we're going to rebuild this fire pit right here to where it accommodates a frying pan and a pan. What we're doing now is we're digging the pit for our coals, and we're going to build our firebox then around this pit. We've got the rocks cleared away at this point, and we're clearing out the bottom. So what we have is an indention down in the ground that we're going to plant the fire, and then we'll build the coals underneath the firebox that we're going to create above it. So once we get this cleaned out, we'll start to stack our rocks again, and then we'll move it back into position. Now we've cleaned out the base of our firebox, and as you can see, we've got the back wall semi-built here. Sheer sides to where you have the coals in the bottom, and that you can place a frying pan and it will balance perfectly over this little spot, and this will be the frying pan side of the box. We're going to continue this along this edge, and then we'll build another place that's a little bit more narrow, and we'll build it for the pan. So we'll have a fire box that will work from both sides, frying pan on one side and a saucepan on the other. We're working on the frying pan right now. So in order to know our widths and our size, what we have to be able to do is we have to be able to take the frying pan and position it to make sure that we got our placing right for our rock structure. And it's very easy to do. As you can see, we're a little bit wide. So what we have to do, we have to move in the bottom of that rock and plant it to where we are a little bit tighter on the box on this side. So these are all custom made exactly for your frying pan. Well, now we have created the basics of the firebox. At this point in time, we have a place that we know that we've leveled out for the frying pan. Looks a little bit like this. And that frying pan should sit quite level right there and be supported on three sides. That's very important. We should be able to get plenty of coals underneath that, and we should be able to make a pretty good go from that side. And then from this side, what we have, so we've got the perfect little spot when we support the edges, the perfect little spot for our saucepan. So now what we've created is a real firebox that you can actually cook from. You can put your pans down, you can set them there, you can stir them, you can turn, you can do whatever you want to. They're on a solid base with a lot of hot coals underneath them. That's just exactly the way we want our firebox to look, right there. Now what we're going to do is support all the edges, make sure that we open it up as much as we can, and the firebox is basically complete. We started by clearing the firebox completely, and this is what the end product looks like. And as you can see, we've built a position for each of the pan and the saucepan to each be in contact with flames and be inside a contained box. You never have to worry about creating a forest fire. You've got your fire ring, but it's situated to where it's all set up to be able to cook efficiently over the top of coals. And they'll position, your pans will position perfectly. No matter how you set it, they'll position perfectly and level over the top of the coals. So we've created just a natural burner where the inferno will put off heat right underneath each of the pans. But this is the basic technique of making a firebox